Okay, that item dropped, and I want to figure out which user it's going to. I do the thing I just showed you. Ragnaros, I find the item, I look over the notes, I look over the characters. If I need more details, I come onto this page. Once I've made my decision, I go ahead and I type the player I want, Ragnaros. Give it to him. In the audit log, I have a complete list chronologically of everything that's happened in this guild. So I can see that a minute ago, these 3 items were assigned by Lemmings to the character Ragnaros, and those are the items, Shard of Mist to Move, Shard of Mist to Ragnaros, etc. And if I go over to my Discord and I change these ranks around, or I assign someone raid leader for the first time, when they come onto this website and they reload the page, they're now going to have access to all of the raid leader features. Same thing for officer. So I manage all of these permissions on my Discord server where I'm already managing this, so you don't have a duplication of effort on the website in your Discord. Discord manages all your access and permissions for this website. Alright, hello everyone. This is going to be a quick demo of thatsmybiz.com, followed by a lengthier, more involved demo of all the different features and what the website does. So this is a tool for loot council guilds in World of Warcraft Classic. The main goal of it is to help give Loot Council a more informed decision when they're distributing loot, and to help the raiders do a better job of communicating to Loot Council what they want. I put this together because I'm in a Loot Council guild and I wanted a better solution. All of the sign-in and authentication is handled via Discord, so you need Discord for this to work. If your guild's not on Discord, A, you're crazy, B, you can't use the website, I'm sorry. So the first thing that happens when you register, actually no, we'll come back to that later. I want to go straight into the meat of this. So basically, let's say we are Loot Council and we want to distribute some items. And we're in Molten Core. So we'll come through, and as we're going through the bosses, we have this loot page, which has a breakdown of what boss it comes from, the loot, who is wishlisted, any given item, and any guild notes that we have and priorities that we've set. So say we're killing bosses and we come down to Ragnaros, because Ragnaros is just the place where I happen to have some test data. Say Band of Acuria drops. Well, we've got 2 characters, Mu, and this is kind of confusing, but Ragnaros. Ragnaros is actually my hunter's name. We've got these 2 characters who want this item, and we've got some notes over here. We've just put in the note that it's BIS, alright, kind of important. And I just put in some test data here. I don't actually know if this is the correct priority for this item, so please don't harp on me too much. I just put it in here to demo it. So as an officer, I'm looking at Band of Acuria, and I'm seeing, okay, these 2 characters, it's their BIS. Hunter and Feral Druid are on the same plane. I can try and make my decision based on this, and if that's not enough information, I can actually go to the Band of Acuria page, and I get a breakdown of it, the stats and stuff. But I can also see down here, okay, here's a whole breakdown of the characters who have wishlisted this item. And here I can see what loot someone has received in the past, what they've wishlisted, and any notes that are offered the characters. So I can see a public note that the character themselves may have left, or an officer could have updated. And I see an officer only note, which, because I'm an officer on the website, I can see. And okay, I can see that Mu has Band of Acuria, it's their top item. They've already received some loot. For Ragnaros, it's not their top item, it's their number 4 item, but they haven't received anything. So I can take that into account and come back to here and say, oh, okay, I'm going to give it to, say, Ragnaros. Now, how exactly do I distribute that item? Well, if you are a raid leader or above, like an officer or something, you get access to an extra little page. This one. This is basically item input. So what happens is when you first come into your raid, in this case Molten Core, what I'm going to do is have my game playing on one screen, and I'm going to bring up this website on the other screen. I'm probably going to arrange my windows like so, and as we're going through, I'm going to type the items that drop. So Band of Acuria. Okay, that item dropped, and I want to figure out which user it's going to. I do the thing I just showed you. Ragnaros, I find the item, I look over the notes, I look over the characters. If I need more details, I come onto this page. Once I've made my decision, I go ahead and I type the player I want, Ragnaros. Give it to him. Next item drops, Cloak with Shrouded Mists. Again, same situation, we've got a Feral Druid and Hunter. We've got our notes, we see that Feral Druid's actually below Hunter. So, probably going to give it to the Hunter. Open up the page for this item. Review the notes and stuff, and make my decision. Cloak of the... We've got autocomplete here, that's great, and I'm going to pick Ragnaros. Third item drops, let's just say it's not on this sheet, but let's just say what drops. You know what, maybe a second Cloak of the Shrouded Mists drops, even though I don't think that's physically possible. Let's pretend it does, so that Moo can get some loot. I do that. We go through and we add all the items from the raid, or at least the items we think are important enough to add to the system here. Maybe trash loot we just skip up to the loot council. I submit that page, and once I do that, it says, okay, good job, added 3 items. Now, when I come to this page for Cloak with the Shrouded Mists, and actually, yeah, if I reload this page, we can see that those 2 users no longer have it on the wish list. Instead, it says they already have it. If I go to the pages for these characters, it would have previously, Cloak with Shrouded Mists would have previously shown up in the wish list. It automatically swaps it over to the loot received. Same thing for Ragnaros. These 2 items have been popped off of their wish list and put onto their loot received. So it handles that for you. And if I reload this page, down at Ragnaros, I see that those things are now off. It's just Moo that needs Band of Acuria. So, yep, that's the item input while the officers are going through the raid. Now, as a raider, I could, if I wanted to, let's say we come to Temple of Ancrage. I can come through this and try and use this sheet to determine what I want in my raid, or sorry, what I want in my wish list. I can go over the notes, maybe figure out what I'm likely to get. But what I can also do as a raider is come to the roster page. Actually, before I go to the roster page, let's check this out. There's a cool section called the Audit Log. In the Audit Log, I have a complete list chronologically of everything that's happened in this guild. So I can see that a minute ago, these 3 items were assigned by Lemmings to the character Ragnaros, and those are the items. Shrouded Mist to Moo, Shrouded Mist to Ragnaros, etc. I can view all of the history of the guild going back to the beginning of time. You can also do stuff like see if someone modified someone else's character. So if you have an officer who modified someone's character, in this case I can see Lemmings changed Ragnaros to be in Shadow Raid. I added some notes and priorities to these 2 particular items just to set up this demo for you. But complete audit log of who did what, so you can track down bad actors or try and clear up some confusion. As a raider, going back, we can compare ourselves against everyone else. So we've got this roster page, and on the roster page, as well as pretty much every other page with a list of characters, we have some filters up here. So what I can do is I can say which raid I want to look at. So I want to look at everyone in Shadow Raid, and I want to look at all of the, let's say, hunters in Shadow Raid. Pretend there's more hunters here. But I can see who's received what loot, who has what wish listed, and in what order. And I can use this to try and kind of compare myself to other people and talk to them, etc. I can also review people's notes. If I'm an officer, I can see officer notes, and so on and so forth. So hopefully an easy way for characters to, or players to compare themselves to one another. Okay, so there's another page here. So one thing that my guild had a problem with was making sure everyone was well informed about all the various loot in the game. I main a priest, so I don't know a lot about, let's say, warrior loot, which would be a problem if I'm on loot council and a warrior loot drops. Thankfully, we've got this page and it has all these lovely little notes here. But the question is, not every guild is going to have these notes ready, so each guild is going to have to populate these. How do you go about populating these? Well, what I've put together here, and hopefully what's useful, is an admin can come into one of these raids. Let's pick Temple of Ancrage. And we have a nice little breakdown of all of the loot, as well as an input for the note and priority for each item. So I've separated things into what I think is a logical order. I put mounts in their own section. I put enchants in their own section just so that they're in one clean place. Same thing for tokens. I gave trash its own category, and then I started breaking things down by boss. There's even some quick little links up here to skip through. So I'm just going to do a little test case here. I'm going to say enchant cloak dodge. I'm going to do test note and test priority. I'm also going to go ahead and for the yellow Karaji resonating crystal, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. So what we can do is, I'm assuming as a raid leader or a loot council person, I can stream this while we're on Discord, and we as a guild or an officer, council, or whoever, we can go through all the various items and we can discuss, okay, Boots the Fallen Prophet, whose bis is that? Any notes? And we go through item by item. This is what we did in Google Sheets, and I basically just recreated this so we can do it here on the website. And so we go through everything, we add all the notes. When we're done, we submit it, and now these notes have been updated on this page. Also, if I visit the page for that item, I can see that its notes are now up there. And again, if we go back to the audit log, it has recorded that I changed some of these notes and priorities for these items. So again, audit log, super useful for seeing who did what. Oh, I put this little report bug button down here because this website is new. If you find a bug, if something's not going right, or if you have any feedback or you just want to say something, click on the report bug button. That'll send you to the Discord I made for this website. And please give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. I also added a donate button. I put a lot of time and work into this website. Actually, once I go through some of the finer detailed features, I put a lot of time and work into this. If I can make even just like $10 a month, that'll help me cover the server costs, which is great because money. So yeah, if you want to consider donating or supporting the project, I would really greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much. Okay, so this website is for Classic. If I go to the guild settings here, it's fixed on the Classic expansion. This website I want to carry over to Burning Crusade and then Wrath of the Lich King when those are released officially. And it shouldn't be too difficult for me to make any adjustments or modifications. I'll need a new database of loot. But yeah, I want to support those when that comes out, and definitely if you do support the project, it can help me make that possible because it takes a lot of time and effort to put all this stuff together. I guess we're on the guild settings page, so let's go over that. The person who registers the guild gets access to this initially, and inside of it you can do a couple things. Basically, what you're primarily doing is you're managing the permissions on the website. So a lot of things on here are locked behind permission requirements. So if you want to add the guild settings, well, only certain users with certain permissions can do that. Create and edit the raids, create and edit other people's characters. That's important. Initially, as a regular member, you can't edit someone else's character, but as a guild master or an officer, you can. Same thing for officer notes. Same thing for that page I showed you that you can edit all of the item notes. If you are a raid leader, you can have access to the page where you assign all of the raid loot. That is this page. So only raid leaders get access to this page. Normal raiders do not. And then we also have a list here of all of the users who are allowed to register on this website. So all of these things are integrated with Discord. When the guildmaster registers the guild, it pulls in all of the Discord roles from your Discord server and gives you access to them here. So now I can say anyone on my Discord server who has the officer role gets access to the officer permissions. Anyone who has the raid leader role gets access to the raid leader permissions, and I can change that. Say anyone with the priest role would now be a raid leader on the website. And if I go over to my Discord and I change these ranks around, or I assign someone raid leader for the first time, when they come onto this website and they reload the page, they're now going to have access to all of the raid leader features. Same thing for officer. So I manage all of these permissions on my Discord server where I'm already managing this. So you don't have a duplication of effort on the website in your Discord. Discord manages all your access and permissions for this website, which I think is pretty cool. Let's check out the member profile page. So when I register, it grabs my Discord ID. It pulls in my ranks, but I can go through and I can edit my username and stuff. I can edit my public and officer note. I can also go through and I can create all of my characters. So let's say I go to my priest. My priest page, I can edit all of the metadata, like what raid I belong to, my class, my spec, my race, etc. I can also go through and I can edit all of the loot. So I can say, for my wish list, maybe Cauterizing Band isn't my top prio. Maybe my top prio is Scepter of the False Prophet. So I can just drag this item down. Maybe I really want 2 Cauterizing Bands. I'm actually going to remove that because I don't need it. And I can also go through and edit loot received and stuff. So let's just say that I received these 3 items. An officer gave these to me, but I want to get rid of them. I could do that. However, the audit log is going to catch me. It's going to say that I removed these items. It also indicates what priority they used to be. So if you go on someone else's page and say you drag around their items as an officer and you try and change their priorities, audit log is going to catch you. You can't get away with that crap. So, yay. What else have we got here? Oh, there's a neat little feature when I go to the character edit page. I can actually toggle a character as inactive. If I do this, this character will no longer show up on any of the pages outside of the member's profile page. It'll actually let's just do it. Let's test that feature and make sure it works. Okay, and now it says I'm inactive. It says I'm inactive there. And if I go to the roster, I'm no longer on the roster. So if you have characters that are out of use, people who quit the guild, etc. First off, if they quit the guild and you kick them from the Discord, you remove their roles, they can no longer access this website. And if you toggle their characters as inactive, they're no longer going to show up. There's a bunch of little features like that. One other feature like that is this little shield. I made a streamer mode, so if you want to stream this website or share it on Discord or something, but you don't want all the officer notes popping up, just click the little shield. It'll reload the website, and now officer notes are going to be hidden wherever you go. So that officer note, no longer visible. Same thing for all the other pages. I've turned on streamer mode. Even if I go to my own profile, officer note is hidden. Another kind of cool feature is if you go to a member page, it sums up all the recipes they have on their characters. So I can see Goblin Sapper charges on Lemmings. Ragnaros can make Greater Shadow Protection Potion. So if I'm another user and I'm like, oh man, I really need some GSPPs made, but who makes those? Go to the page for it, and it'll tell you what characters have it. I can go to that character page, either reach out directly to that character, or it'll tell me who owns the character. I can go to that page and reach out to them via Discord and say, hey, can you make me some GSPPs? There's a lot of little tidbits like that, like the inactive thing, and I put a stupid amount of effort into this website considering this is like a first release. Yeah, I hope you like it. I hope I didn't drone on for too long. I hope all this stuff was interesting and informative. So thank you so much for your time, and go check it out. It's live. Go to that'smybiz.com. Register your guild. Do whatever you want. It's totally free to use. Yeah, just if you donate, I would be eternally grateful. I've never received a donation before, so that would be pretty cool. I'm also open to feature requests and suggestions, so if there's something you want to see on this website that you don't currently see, hit the little report bug button down at the bottom right of the website, go to the Discord, and just let me know what you're thinking. If the feature makes sense and I think I can implement it in a reasonable amount of time, I'll either do it right then and there, or I'll try and find some time in the future that I can do it. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day. Happy reading.